Hey guys, this is Chantel with Creating Beauty, and I'm coming to you with a crazy eyeshadow look. Not necessarily inspired by anything, but just something I had in my own little fantasy world on my mind. So I thought I'd share this with you. Didn't have anything planned and just kind of built on it as I saw fit. So you're more than welcome to change it up or whatever as you see fit as well. Some of it was inspired by this hair. It's like kind of futuristic, I'd like to say. Futuristic, crazy, rainbow bright Barbie crack club kid thing. So if you'd like to see how I did this look with Mineral Magic Cosmetics, then please stay tuned. Okay, so I'm going to do something a little dark and edgy and then make it futuristic as well. So I'm starting off with a mineral eyeliner from Mineral Magic Cosmetics in Jet. And I haven't applied my foundation because I don't know exactly where I'm going with it. So I'm just going to use this as a base. And just kind of lightly sketch that using the side of the pencil on the lid. And then I'm using the dual angle shadow and liner brush. I'm going to take the shadow side, angled shadow side, and just initially kind of even that out, blend it per se. And then when it gets to the crease, I'm going to flip the brush up. So I'm using actually the back of the brush and the tip, and just kind of creating a elongated shaded lid. So I sketched underneath my lash line a little bit more with that mineral eyeliner, and now I'm using the angled liner side because I want a more defined line, less blended, and just going to bring that up and out. And then we're just going to fade that line up into the rest of the crease. And now I'm taking Tinsel. It's a very, very, very fine type of glitter from Mineral Magic Cosmetics. And then I'm going to take the dual angle shadow liner brush on the shadow side, of course. I'm going to really pack it right on the center. And now I'm taking Pewter, which is a nice, almost shimmery, dark gray blackish, and the back of that shadow, angled shadow liner brush, just like that. And packing that onto the outer corner and the inner corner. And these are used dry thus far because the mineral liner is going to help it really grab on, the pigment grab onto the skin. Okay, so I really went to town with the Pewter, and this is going to take a lot of time, patience, and just especially with getting it even. But I took a fluffy, dense brush and basically following the shape of my orbital area, my orbital bone's right here, brow bone otherwise known as, and just really packing that on there. Obviously this looks not for every day, but I felt very creative today, and so just really packed it onto that area. And then a little bit on that inner corner, but mainly also following the shape of my brow. I brought it up a little bit more. And just basically follow this bottom lash line. And this is why I waited for foundation, because I knew I wanted to use blacks and silvers just to get an edgy, futuristic kind of thing. And then I brought this outer corner up as well. And as you can tell, I'm doing a lot of tapping motions because I don't want to overblend it. I didn't use a base. So I'm just kind of going for it. And then I took some of Turquoise. I wanted to pop a blue. I knew somewhere. Only place I could think of doing it strategically would be on the lower lash line. So I took the angled liner side of the dual angle shadow liner brush and wet it with some water-based mixing medium. And then I started at the inner corner. And this gives it a paint-like consistency. Also makes it very pigmented. And just kind of rotate the brush. And I like to follow the lash line. Or work with the structure of the eye shape, I should say. So I just kind of did that, and then I softly blended it into right to where my eye naturally creases. Now I'm taking a little bit of Daylight, it's Mica Oxide, into the lid, and a fluffy flat brush for my brow highlight. Daylight Mica is a nice frosty white. And starting at the brow, underneath the arch of the brow, actually flick off the excess. Just going to lightly sketch that frostiness right along my brow. And I brought it in just a little bit. And then whatever I had left on my brush, I just started the tip of the blending fluffy flat brushy thing. Started softly blending the pewter up so that there's a nice fade but yet still defined. Okay, so I just put that Jet, it's called Jet, black mineral eyeliner. And now I'm taking Night, which is a nice matte black from Mineral Magic Cosmetics, and their flat eyeshadow brush, synthetic, just like the angled shadow and liner brush. And I wanted a little bit more matte, more depth into the crease, which is what matte shadows can do for you. And taking that onto the brush and just literally packing it to where my crease is as I look into the mirror. I'm not blending this at all. Just adding it for some depth. It's very subtle, but it will make a difference. And just kind of lightly tapped it into the crease as well. This bold eye definitely calls for a bold brow. So I'm using Taupe, nice matte brown, and the angled liner brush. And just to define my eyebrow shape and bring it out, just light sketching motions is all that's required. This eye also calls for fierce lashes, so I just got some cheap, kind of plasticky lashes, but they have that futuristic feel to it and shimmer. Got it at a costume, cheap costume party store or something like that. So I'm going to apply those, and then we'll move on to the rest of the face. And now I'm adding Mineral Magic Foundation in light beige, and using a stiff dual fiber brush. And this is really going to help pack on the color. Just kind of stipple it where I want it. And with this look, you're going to need a flawless face. Otherwise, it's really hard to pull it off. It's going to look a little powdery until my oils come through. And it's also great for kind of cleaning up around the eye area. I initially went underneath the eyes with the eyeshadow brush after I cleaned it off, and just kind of lightly patted and defined that lower lash line. But for like around the blending areas around the eyes, it just kind of helps me create and clean up around the brow area and going around like that on both sides, obviously.